Hey everyone, my name is Corinne, and I'm just going to lead you through the beginning portion of our yoga class, which is the breathing exercise and a little bit of our warm-up. So beginning with our eyes closed, we'll just take deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Allowing the belly and the chest to fill completely full of air. You may want to place your hands on your knees or one hand on your belly, maybe also a hand on your chest. I like just to keep one hand on my belly or just hands on my knees. And as we inhale, just noticing how the belly fills with air. And when the belly is completely full and the chest is full, we can either hold the breath for a count or exhale. Going right into the exhale, it might not feel good to hold the breath. When the belly is completely empty, then you can inhale. And just noticing how it feels to breathe. We breathe automatically without thinking. So this is just a mindful breath, mindful breathing. Just noticing how it feels to take deep inhales and deep exhales. If you find your mind wandering, you can count your breaths. So maybe counting for an inhale of 4, 5, or 6. Allowing the belly to get completely full and just nice slow counts. When the belly's completely full, you can hold the breath for a count, maybe even 2. But if that doesn't feel good for you, just go right into the exhale. And exhaling for the same amount of time you inhaled for. When the belly's completely empty, maybe you hold the breath for just a count or 2, or you can go right into that inhale. Just noticing how you're feeling as you breathe. Maybe on the exhales, you want to just release the shoulders down a little bit and letting the hips sink a little bit deeper into the floor. Let's be here for 5 long breaths. After your 5 breaths, maybe just placing your hands back on the knees. And then you can open your eyes if you like, blink a couple times, or with the eyes closed, you can just bring some movement to the head. So we're going to start with the head and neck, closing the eyes or having them open. And we'll just start drawing our chin down and around and back up. And you can move with your breath here. So as you inhale, maybe the chin is coming up. As you exhale, maybe the chin is coming down and around. Just feeling a stretch in the back of the neck, a little bit in the sides of the neck as we rotate the head down and around. And then if you like, you could do a full circle, or I prefer to do a couple semicircles up and around a couple times. Just feeling a stretch up and around, and then down and around. You can go slow, you could go faster. Just feeling a stretch in the back of the neck. And then as we move up, just the front of the neck. And then we come back to center. Let's drop one ear to one shoulder. It can be the right ear to the right shoulder or the left ear to the left shoulder. But we're feeling a stretch in the opposite side. So if your right ear is to the right shoulder, then we're feeling a stretch on the left side from the shoulder up along the neck, towards the ear. And then we come back to center, dropping the left shoulder to the left ear, or the other shoulder, or right shoulder to right ear, feeling a stretch in the opposite side. So feeling, in this case, the right shoulder, up along the trapezius muscles, up along the neck, towards right ear. And then we come back to center. Let's roll those shoulders, bring the shoulders up towards the ears, rolling them back and down. Maybe moving with the breath here. If you're inhaling, maybe the shoulders come up. As you exhale, they roll back and down. And then rolling in the opposite direction. You can roll them together, or you can roll them one at a time. You can go slow or fast. And then let's roll our shoulders up towards our ears, rolling them back and down so it's like the shoulder blades are squeezing ever so slightly together and the chest lifts up, belly pulls in here, and we have a nice long spine. Placing the hands just above our knees, let's do some torso circles. Going forward, rolling back. Maybe you're inhaling as you go forward and exhaling as you go back, or you can exhale as you go back and inhale as you go forward. And then we'll just roll in the opposite direction. Just bringing a little bit more movement to the chest. One more breath. And then we come back to center. Okay, so let's come to all fours. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders, knees are directly underneath the hips. And let's just move our hips side to side and forward and back. So just feeling a little bit of stretch in the arms here and then just going side to side, forward and back. And if you want, you could do a full circle, or you can just push those hips out and then just roll them forward and back. Then we'll come back to center. And if you like, you can continue going side to side, forward and back, or we can do some cat-cows. So as we inhale, belly drops down, hips push up, chin moves away from the chest, we look up towards the sky. As we exhale, we round our back like an angry cat. Belly pulls in, palms push into the floor as our chin comes to the chest. Inhale, belly drops down, hips push up, chin moves away from the chest. And exhale, we round our back like an angry cat. Sometimes in cat-cows, we might be doing the opposite breath. So maybe we're exhaling in cow and inhaling in cat. So just noticing how we're breathing today in cat-cows. And then you have options. You can continue to do cat-cows, or you can move side to side, forward and back. Let's be here for 3 breaths. So 3 rounds of cat-cows, or side to side, forward and back. We'll do one more round of cat-cow. So cow, which is an extension of our spine, and exhaling in cat, we're flexing. Flexion. And then coming back to center. Let's move the left leg forward. So we have our foot planted on the floor. Right knee is in line with the right shin is in line with the ankle. You can have your hands onto your thigh or reach your palms up towards the sky. Feeling a stretch in the right side body as you either look forward or up towards the sky, towards your fingers. Maybe if you look past your hands, you start to feel a stretch in the front side body. And then if you want a little bit more of a shoulder stretch, interlacing your fingers, placing your hands behind your head. Head is behind your hands. So you're pushing your head into the hands, hands into the head, opening up those elbows, feeling a stretch in the chest. Rolling the shoulders back, maybe feeling a little bit in the shoulders as well. And then exhaling, placing the hands down to the floor, stepping the left foot back. Coming to all fours, you can hinge forward, coming into a modified plank here. Squeeze those glutes and exhale, lowering down. So hands are directly underneath the shoulders as we lower all the way down. Tops of the feet on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders. We roll the shoulders back, coming up into a baby cobra. Exhale, we lower down, curl the toes, push up into a modified plank, and exhale, pushing back into a puppy, which is feet are apart, hips are up, arms come down, head drops down for puppy. Eventually the chest will go down to the floor one day, or you can go into dolphin, which is forearms on the floor, feet are curled, belly pulls in, knees start to lift up, and we shoot the hips back. Back is flat here, looking towards your feet, or down dog. Fingers are nice and wide. The middle fingers point down the middle of our mat. All the other fingers fan out. We're rolling the weight more into the pointers and thumbs. Bend the elbows, roll them back towards the knees, and then bring them forward so that the elbow creases face each other. Curl the toes, belly pulls in, lift the knees, and then shoot the hips back. Maybe the heels touch the ground, feeling a stretch in the hamstrings and calves. Or if you want to walk back a bit, you can. Maybe those toes are on the ground, the heels are lifted. Maybe it doesn't feel good to have the heels on the ground. Then bend the knees a lot. Push those hips back. Looking towards your feet. And then gaze shifts towards the hands. We look towards the hands at the top of our mat, stepping our feet towards our hands. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Now flat back, we roll the shoulders up towards our ears, rolling them back and down. So when we don't roll our shoulders, we start to have a bit of a curve in our spine. We want to roll the shoulders up towards our ears, rolling them back and down, almost squeezing those shoulder blades together. Hands can be on the thighs, or hands can be on the shins. Chin is away from the chest. The top of your head is facing the top of your mat, and your tailbone is pointing towards the back of your mat. Chest comes through. So it's like you have a nice long line between the chest and the arms. Holding it here, and then exhale, folding forward, letting the head hang heavy. Nod the head yes, shake the head no, let the hands dangle. You can grab opposite hands to opposite elbows to make a little box. Or you can reach around your legs to grab the legs, forward fold. And then bending the knees, belly pulls in, inhale, reaching up all the way around. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reaching our arms up overhead. Belly pulls in, we dive down. Inhale, half lift, flat back. And exhale, fold. You stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around. Planting the hands to the floor, let's step back, coming into tabletop first. And then bringing the right leg forward. Making sure we can see our toes over our front knee, knees in line with the shin, shin is in line with the ankle. Hands come up to the thigh. Option 1 you can see here. Option 2, palms reach up towards the sky, fingertips up. Feeling a stretch in the left side body this time. If you look past your hands, maybe you start to feel a stretch in the front side body. Back toes can be flat or curled. You have that choice. Feeling a stretch in the left hip. And then exhale, interlacing the fingers, placing the hands into the head. So you press the hands into the back of the head, head pushes into the hands. Roll those elbows out, feeling a stretch in the chest, maybe a little bit in the shoulders, maybe feeling this in the left hip and in the right leg. And then exhale, we lower down. Stepping our right leg back, we hinge forward. We can come into a modified plank, or if you prefer, you can curl your toes, lift the knees, straighten the legs for plank. The goal with plank is to have the shoulders above the hips, and hips are a little bit above the feet. So you kind of want a diagonal line. What we don't want is a V. So coming forward, hinging onto the toes, and then elbows drawn close to the body. If you fall, drop down to the knees, and then lower all the way down. Tops of the feet on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back, pushing the palms into the floor, lift the chest up a little higher. Belly and hips stay on the floor. Squeeze those glutes, tops of the feet on the floor, kneecaps are lifted off the floor. Legs can be together or slightly apart. And then exhale, lowering down. Curl the toes, push up into a modified or high plank, and pushing back into puppy, dolphin, or down dog. Let's look between our hands, slowly walk our feet to our hands, come to the top of our mat. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up all the way around. And exhale, hands come to heart center. I guess we can keep going. Do a couple lunges. Inhale, reaching our arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. And exhale, fold. Hands on either side of our feet. Let's step the right leg back, coming into a runner's lunge. So the left knee is bent, making sure we can see the toes over the front knee. We'll do a little bit of a twist. Right hand on the floor, beside the foot, left hand on the low spine. We just turn the left shoulder and look up towards the sky. You guys stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around so you guys can see. For the twist. And then if you like, left hand can reach up towards the sky. And then hand comes back down. Let's step the left leg back, coming into a plank. And then just bringing the right leg forward. You can lift the right leg up and then swing it through. Right leg other side. This time left hand on the beside the right foot. Right hand on the low spine, rolling that right shoulder, looking up towards the sky. You stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around so you can see this for the twist. And then right hand up towards the sky. And then the goal is to have one hand in line with the shoulder. One more breath. Both hands to the floor. Let's step back into a plank. Or you can come into modified and exhale, lowering down with control. Tops of the feet on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders. Coming into a cobra, pushing the palms into the floor, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders. Belly still stays on the floor, hips stay on the floor. Now see if we can release some of the weight of their hands. Holding it here, feeling it in the lower back. One more breath, and then exhale, lower down. Curl the toes, push up into a modified or high plank, and exhale, pushing back into dolphin, puppy, or down dog. Let's look between our hands, slowly walk our feet to our hands. Coming to the top of our mat, inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up all the way around. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll do a couple balancing poses here. So first, balancing pose. Feet are about hip width apart. And let's just do some mindful balancing. So what that means is just allowing everything to soften. Feet are about hip width apart. Roll the shoulders back. Palms face out for mountain pose. Closing your eyes and finding your balance on your feet. So just finding that center of balance with the eyes closed. You might start to feel a little bit moving forward and back. And then open our eyes. Now let's squeeze the glutes. The glutes are the biggest muscle in our body, but what happens is when we squeeze our glutes, then all those muscles around the glutes start to become engaged. So then the thighs start to become engaged, our hamstrings start to become engaged, all the way down our legs and even our belly. So as we squeeze the glutes, our core becomes engaged, our legs become engaged. So rolling the shoulders back, closing the eyes, and finding our balance now once the legs are engaged and the glutes. And then maybe noticing a difference. And then opening our eyes. So there should have been a difference between the relaxing of finding our balance, just relaxing, and then engaging the legs. So the first one we're going to do, first balancing pose we're going to do is stork. Belly pulls in, we shift the weight into the left leg. So what we want to avoid doing is pushing that left hip out. We want to keep the left hip in line with the left leg. So we do that by squeezing the glute. You should feel that the front part of your leg, the quad, is engaged, the hamstrings are engaged. Belly pulls in, this engages our core, right leg comes up. Holding it here, finding that balance, drawing the belly in, rolling the shoulders back. You can have your hands on your hips if you like, or one hand on your belly, that might help with the balance. Then see if we can kick out. Holding it here. Bending the right leg, bringing it out to the side, and then maybe kicking out. Maybe keeping the knee bent, and then bringing it forward. Let's kick out one more time. See if you can lift up the leg, maybe point, flex the toes, lift a little higher, point, and flex. Bend the knee, lower down. Shake it out. Shifting the weight into the right leg this time. So again, hip stays in line with the leg, belly pulls in, glutes are squeezed, left leg lifts up. We kick out. Holding it here, always breathing. And then bending the left knee, bring it out to the left side. If you like, you can kick out, or you can keep the left knee bent, depending on how it feels today in the hips. And then we come back to center. Let's kick out one more time. And then point the toes, flex the feet, lift up a little higher, point and flex. Bend the knee, lower down. Shake it out. Next pose we're going to do is tree. So shifting the weight into the left leg, toes on the floor, heel above the ankle. Option 2, foot on the inner calf above the knee. No. Tree pose. Shifting the weight into the left leg, belly pulls in. We have lots of options for placing our feet in tree. Option 1, toes on the floor, heel above the ankle. Option 2, your foot can be placed on the calf, below the knee. You're pushing the foot into the calf, calf pushes into the foot. Option 3, placing your foot on the inner thigh, above the knee. So you're pushing your foot into the thigh, thigh pushes into the foot. If you need to, you can keep one hand on the foot to avoid slipping. And then if you like, placing our hands in Namaskar. We want to avoid the knee because our knee bends forward and back. We can create injuries if we push into the side of it. So just avoiding the knee. If you fall out, you can get back in. Maybe the foot's on the calf. And then we slowly lower down, shake it out. Shifting the weight into the right leg. You have options again, toes on the floor, heel above the ankle. Option 2, placing the foot on the inner calf, below the knee. Option 3, going above the knee. And if you find that the foot slips, maybe holding it here, pushing that foot into the thigh. Hands come into Namaskar. Belly pulls in, lifting the chest. If it slips, if your foot slips, that's okay. Maybe you need to put it in a little bit of a lower position. And then we slowly bring the foot down and release. Shake it out. I'll do some floor poses. Inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. And exhale, fold. Hands on either side of our feet. Let's step our feet back, coming into a tabletop pose. And we'll do some bird dogs here. So option 1, extending the right leg out. And then maybe we lift that right leg. Toes can be pointed or flexed. You have that option, or you can do a little bit of both. Seeing if we can get the foot in line with the glutes, and then the leg in line with our spine, and then slowly lowering down. Extend the left leg out. Toes can be pointed or flexed, and then see if we can lift the left leg, pushing the weight into the hands and into the right side. Belly pulls in here. And then exhale, lowering down. This time we'll add the hand. First, let's straighten the right leg. And then we lift the left arm up. Now option 1, you can stay here, or maybe we start to lift the right leg. Belly pulls in, so the weight is into the left leg, right hand. Holding it here, stretch like you're reaching for to touch the wall with your fingers and maybe touching the wall with your toes. And then exhale, bringing both hand and knee to the floor. This time, right hand extends out, left leg points out. So keeping the foot on the floor for now, and then if you like, lifting it up. A little bit more of a challenge here. Nice stretch. Stretching those fingertips towards the front of the mat, extending those toes towards the back of the wall, holding it here, breathing. And then exhale, bringing both the hand and knee to the floor. We're going to do this a couple more times, and I can add a little bit more of a challenge for you if you like. So, we extend the right leg, right hand, right leg. Now you can stay here, or if you want, you can pulse the leg, or if you want more of a challenge, as you exhale, knee comes to the elbow. So left elbow comes to the right knee. Belly pulls in, it's like a little crunch here, and then you extend. Working with your breath here, maybe you're inhaling when the knee and elbow come in. Maybe you're exhaling when the knee and arm extend, or you can do the opposite. Maybe you're inhaling or exhaling when the knee and elbow come in, and inhaling out. Do a couple more. Or if you like, you could pulse. Or you can bring the hand down and up when the leg goes down and up. You have two options. And then we'll just slowly come back down. Center. This one works our core. So extending the left leg and right arm. So again, options, you can pulse the leg and keep the arm straight. You can do both, up and down with both the arm and the leg. Works a little bit the shoulders. Or you can bring knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Extending out. Belly pulls in, so we're rounding the spine just ever so slightly if the knee touches the elbow and elbow touches the knee. Extend. And again, playing with the breath. Or again, you can pulse. Or just reaching out. One more breath here. And then hands come to the floor, knee comes to the floor. Let's go into a child's pose. Knees are open as wide as you like. Hips on heels, arms out in front, head drops down. Taking a few breaths here. You can let the elbows drop down to the ground. Or if you prefer to have a bit more of a shoulder stretch, maybe pushing the palms into the floor, lifting up those forearms. Feeling a little bit more stretch in the shoulders. For a bit more intense stretch, you can tent your fingers. So fingertips stay on the floor, but palms lift up, so you're creating little V's. One more breath here. And then pushing the palms into the floor, we'll come up to seated. Let's swing our legs around. Let's do a seated twist. So seated twist, we have options. Left leg, let's extend out. Right knee comes in. Foot can plant to the floor. Option 1, this can be your pose. Option 2, right leg lifts up and over the left leg. This is option 2. Option 3, left knee bends. So what we want is to have both hips on the floor. My left ankle is going to be just right beside my right hip. Now my right arm is going to go right behind me, and the back of my palm is going to face my tailbone. So I push into the floor, it lifts my chest up. As I inhale, my left arm comes up and over my right knee, and I look over my right shoulder. If you want a bit more of a stretch, you can maybe bring this elbow a little bit over to help cross. I prefer to put my knee into my elbow crease. I find that helpful. Lifting the chest and then twisting. Looking over the right shoulder. So as we inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, we twist. We use the right elbow, we use the left elbow to push onto that leg, so we can twist a little bit more. Coming to center, all we're doing is just twisting our arms. So now left arm behind us, right arm just comes around. Maybe I like to grab my right ankle and look over my left shoulder. Again, lifting the chest first and then looking over the left. Coming back to center, we uncross the legs. This time right leg stays straight, left knee bends. Foot can be planted by your glutes, or you can cross the left leg over the right and keep the leg straight, or you can bend the right leg. Okay, you have those options. This time I'm going to demonstrate with the straight leg. So I'm going to just uncross my right leg. Again, left arm behind us, so the back of the palm is going to face my glutes. Keeping both sit bones on the floor though. Inhale, lifting our right arm up and just bringing it over the left leg. Maybe that we can get the elbow over, maybe bring our left knee into the right arm, into the little right elbow crease. Or if it doesn't feel good, maybe just lifting the hand up and over, just allowing your chest to get lifted. Looking over the left shoulder. One more breath here. And then coming to center, And then crossing the hands. So right hand behind you, left hand over the leg, looking over your right shoulder. Lifting the chest first and then twisting. And then coming back to center. Uncrossing the legs. And we lie into Shavasana. So just legs, pull this out. Legs are straight. And we just lie on our backs. Feet a little bit apart, arms out beside you. Going back to our breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Maybe an exhale through the mouth, allowing things to soften. And you can focus on your breath here or count your breaths. Or there's one more exercise you could do for a minute before, in order to get completely relaxed. And that is just creating tension. So you can start first with your toes and glutes and legs and squeeze the glutes. And just like we did in standing poses, when you squeeze the glutes, everything in the legs start to engage. So squeeze the glutes, squeeze your toes, curl those toes really hard. And then on your next exhale, just allowing everything to relax. This time we'll do the fingers, so we'll squeeze the fingers, engage the arms, maybe roll the shoulders, squeeze the face, scrunch the face, push the belly in, squeeze the belly. Create fists, tighten the face. So scrunch the eyes, scrunch the face, and then exhale, releasing any of the tension. Let's do one more. Let's do the full body. So from the toes, fingers, glutes, shoulders, face, everything is squeezed. Belly pulls in here. And we squeeze nice and tight. And then on our next exhale, just allowing everything to release. And let's just be here, allowing the hips to sink into the floor and the shoulders. Taking deep inhales through the nose. Deep exhales either through the mouth or nose. Just allowing yourselves to be completely relaxed. And you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. And then when you're ready, you can wiggle your toes. You can wiggle your fingers. You can reach your arms up overhead for a stretch, or bring your knees into your chest to give yourself a little hug, and you can roll to one side, allowing yourself to get grounded, or you can just roll yourself up to seated. And then we just come to seated. Bring my hands into Namaskar, and I just say Namaste to you. Thank you for joining me today. And the highest in me honors the highest in you guys. My name is Corinne. Thanks for joining. Hope you had a wonderful class. And I hope you have a wonderful day.